Well, welcome everyone to this community call. Sorry for the inconveniences. X is not working well today. Today, Federico is not here. He has been giving some talks in Switzerland and France. In France, he's been doing a workshop with students from the University of Assas, which is a very important university for legal, important university, law school in France. So he will be coming back next week, and we'll be giving some updates about what he was discussed on these conferences and what's coming next. Okay, so William, would you mind to give your updates now?
Yeah, no worries. So as I tried to say the first time, I've been working on peer prediction research, which I've mentioned in previous community calls. I'm going to give a talk on these ideas at ECC. So I'm broadening the sort of like mechanism toolbox of different mechanisms that we use in deciding how much jurors should be compensated and in what circumstances. With version 2, you can use different payment functions in different courts, so you can sort of adapt them to like priorities that the different courts might have. And I've been thinking a lot about how you can have a court that handles on balance of cases well, where maybe you have cases between a freelancer and a small business owner, and the small business owner wins like 97% of the time. How do you handle, how do you have a good sort of like mechanism that handles that well, where the jurors aren't just incentivized to always vote for the small business owner? Our current approach in V1 is to have really large deposits. So the juror has this like extra incentive to go beyond and above and to, you know, analyze the case, even if usually it's the small business owner that wins, because the deposit is so large that there's small difference in losing the deposit or not makes a difference in whether it's profitable to participate. But I think about some better mechanisms, you know, that are more user friendly. So I'm talking about that in Cannes. I've been trying to think of like do as much cool research as possible to have the best possible story to tell between now and then. Apparently, also this track at ECC is going to have roundtables with the various conference participants after every so many talks. So I'm going to be part of a roundtable there and talk with other mechanism designers as well. So that's something to check out.
Nice. And about that, we uploaded today the recording of the event that we had in London at King's College. And there are some talks from William and talks from other participants and a couple of panels as well. I think it's, like I watched a couple of them and they are very, very high quality. And I definitely recommend checking it out. And they are on our YouTube channel, and I posted a tweet about it. You can find it on the Telegram group as well. And okay, so I'm pretty excited to listen more feedback about what you're doing, William, because mostly hear your side of the story. I want to listen to more people giving their opinions. Okay, so one thing that I was mentioning before is that this Sunday, the Crecimiento team launched a campaign called Bring Argentina Onchain, and the idea is to promote and incentivize more applications that interact with the real world, let's say, in Argentina, to prepare for the DevConnect that is coming in November. So, of course, this is interesting for Kleros because we are right now solving disputes from a fintech company in Argentina. We crossed the barrier of 100 cases coming from Lemon, which was our first partner on Kleros Enterprise. And they made a really interesting thread this week about our collaboration because in Argentina there is a consumer protection agency that has now been closed, and it was kind of an alternative method that companies used to solve disputes with their clients for cheaper and faster. And since that's option, that option is not available anymore. But since Lemon has this integration with Kleros, their clients basically have this alternative that that helps the clients get a resolution faster, and since it's a third party, it's a like a more neutral party, and it's interesting that Kleros can be this alternative where there are no traditional options, or it's better than the traditional options. And so it aligns well with the Bring Argentina Onchain campaign. There are other applications that we are collaborating on, but maybe Marcos, you can talk about more about Kleros Enterprise and what has been going on in the last week.
Yes, sure. So I have a few updates from the BD side from Kleros Enterprise. In first place, well, about MedLife, as you know, we have been working with them for the last month. I mean, we confirmed the integration 1 month ago, and now we have, I think we have 6 cases that are being resolved by our jurors in our courts. I wanted to talk about this specifically because if we have any jurors here, just want to notify that in the cases 54 and 55, I think, there was a problem with the subgraph. As you know, it's something that used to happen. So while the evidence were not working very well, now if you go and check it, you will see that there are no evidences charged in these cases. So jurors that were refused to arbitrate, and for the jurors that vote before this, we are just going to give a refund. And well, for the rest of the cases, I'm not going to tell you how you have to vote. So just check the evidences, the policy, and please give us a good justification. That is very important for us. Then with Lemon, we too have a few cases ongoing in our courts. And well, another update I wanted to mention was we are, as I think I already mentioned this, but we are starting to work with Junín, that is a jurisdiction here in Argentina. They want to replicate what we already did with Mendoza. So, well, we have been working in a policy, and now we are going to be creating a few pilot cases, most probably next week, in our court. So those are the most important updates from the BD side. Well, maybe I can too mention that yesterday we received a message of an important company here in Argentina that they would like to use Kleros for dispute resolution. For now, it's not more than a message and a call that we are going to have next week. But I'm sure Federico would like to mention this. So yeah, that's all from my side.
Yes, that's a very exciting inbound call from company, also from Latam. It means that we are making some waves and people are paying attention. So one thing that I want to mention about the insurance cases, these are very real cases. So if you're a juror, please pay a lot of attention and put lots of effort into your justification, because the insurance claim will be rejected or accepted according to your vote. So of course this is a very important matter, and this is something that happens when you do real world cases, because it has an impact in people's lives. And okay, so these are the updates for Kleros Enterprise. I think the next update that we have is that the Kleros Curate will have we have an incentive program for submissions, as you know, for the Kleros Scout tags. And we launched, we released a new thread today from the Kleros Curate account to explain for projects why they should tag their contracts, their domains, and their tokens on our lists. And we have also, we'll be having news about a new block explorer integrating these lists probably next week. It might be already ready to announce. So we are pretty happy with that. And there's an update in the incentive program. If you have been following, last month we created a new field on the tokens list to enter the website of the project. So we have now we will now change the policy in the month of June to accept entries that are about the same token, but that have this website field. So it's easier for integrators to use that. And for example, Etherscan and all block explorers based on Etherscan are using this information. It's actually a request that came from them. And as you know, there's also the MetaMask Snap that we created called MetaMask, called Kleros Scout. So yes, we will be posting this very soon. And one interesting thing that maybe it's not directly related to Kleros, but last week, Circles launched its version 2. Circles is a project that allows people to create like personal currencies and use trust to generate a value to these tokens. Actually, to make some tokens interchangeable. So there's kind of a circular economy going around with these tokens, and they will have something called group currencies. So you can create a group with some people that you are aligned with, and maybe give some value to these tokens, exchange for services, for goods, and you can use different criteria to create these groups. And one of the criteria that we thought about was creating a group for proof of humanity registered users, and that's what we are doing. It's not ready yet, but you will soon hear about this. But if you're interested in Circles, I really recommend checking it out and creating a wallet and asking for an invite to someone. Right now, I cannot give you an invite, but there are lots of people from Kleros that can. You can like just create the account and ask in the group if someone can invite you. And you need a couple of trusts. Trusts are basically vouchers, like in proof of humanity, and then you can exchange your token to like the general pool of this token called CRC, or maybe join a group that you are aligned with. This is like somewhat like very experimental project, but it's interesting because it's a way of creating like a Sybil. It's a way of creating something Sybil resistant, and it's also let people experiment with this this dynamic. Okay, so where else do we have for today? I think these are the most important updates. Let me see if there's something about the V2 that we can share. Well, the team has been working on some subgraph bugs that we have been having. So there's kind of different solutions and alternatives that we're looking to will fix this. There's also developing going on VIA, which is the cross-chain bridge that will allow V2 to solve cases coming from different EVM-compatible networks. There are some audits and code reviews from contracts that will allow Kleros to solve disputes from other networks even before VIA is ready. The team has also been working, I think this is the most exciting thing. They are working on an interface for future key that I think it integrates Seer as well. But future key is a very complex topic and it needs a very good interface to work well. I've been seeing a couple of other alternatives, and they are maybe complex to understand if it's not done well. And I think these are the main updates. We have for upcoming events. Sorry, we have DAPCon in I think 2 or 3 weeks, and as William mentioned, there's UTC in Cannes at the beginning of July, and the team have been preparing talks, and we'll be having some presence in DAPCon and UTC. Another thing, before I forget, last week we made a developer office hours with Parul or Devrel, and we have the recording and some notes. If you're building something with Kleros, I really recommend checking that material. And we are making a poll to see which time is the best for developers to attend, and also thinking about different formats. For now, I think since these calls are recorded, it's pretty good material for anyone looking to learn about Kleros. The last call was about how different paths on integration. So, for example, you have direct smart contract integration. That is good for some applications, and recognition of this jurisdiction integration, which might be better. For example, if you are building maybe an application that does not touch crypto directly or funds directly, which is, for example, the integration that we have with Lemon and with the insurance company that Marcos mentioned. And if you have any questions about integrating Kleros, you can share them on the Telegram group, and Parul can either answer you directly or talk about this on the developer office hours. You are free to choose what do you prefer, and if we answer that on the DevOps office hours, it's also you're also creating material for the next developers to have the same question. Okay, so I think this is it for me for today. You know, Marcos, William, if you have any other comments. I have a question for William. Which do you think was the most interesting talk from the Mechanism Design conference that you think people should definitely listen to?
From the London conference, I mean, maybe it's just the state of mind that I'm currently in, but thinking a lot about peer prediction ideas. But I feel the peer prediction talk was really interesting. It was a panel of me and then 2 academics that have thought about peer prediction in blockchain contexts. So that's, maybe like I'm going to touch on some of those themes in the UTC talk. But in terms of the current materials that are floating around, is maybe the most, like unique, different from stuff we've already published, and that it has these like very interesting sort of academic points of view.
Awesome. Okay, I'll share the link in the Telegram group for everyone listening. Well, thanks everyone for listening. See you in the Telegram group.
Bye bye. See you next week.
Bye, everybody.